In today's video, I'm going to show you guys what you can plant in May. So for most of you guys, anything can go. So the end of May for my season, zone 4, I can get my hot season crops. That's the May long weekend. And right now, anything with the cool season, I can get in the ground, kale, lettuce, that kind of thing. So in today's video, I'm just going to show you guys cool season crops and my favorite varieties, and then the warm season crops. So the main thing is for the cool season crops, get it in the ground. Direct sow is what I'm doing right now. So let me show you guys with this guy. Let me flip these bad boys around. So this is my cool season container and this is my warm season container. The warm season, which for me is going to be May long. I've started all my seeds already. You can buy them, whatever, but corn, squash, tomatoes, beans, anything that can't handle the cool weather. And then for this guy is all my cool season stuff. So that's the things that take longer, like broccoli, beets can go in the ground, so any of your direct sowing stuff, kale, beets, peas, radishes, carrots can go in right now, lettuce, any of your cool season crops. And maybe on the screen I'll throw in your cool season and your warm season crops. And if you guys want to pick one of these are just photo containers. If you guys want to pick these up, I will leave a link to it in the description. And I've used them for quite a few years, so it's easy if you just pack it up. It's got a handle, take it outside, and you can take your cool season and your warm season. That's how I've categorized it more or less. So let me look through this and figure out the best varieties for you guys. Okay, so what I've done is I've got 6 of my warm season crops and then 6 of my cool season crops. Probably heard of most of these vegetables before, but they're my favorite, and I'm gonna go through my favorite varieties of both of them. Okay, we're gonna start with kale. I've got blue curled scotch and winterboar. They are both amazing in smoothies. My wife uses them in smoothies all the time. We had another variety, I think it was red Russian, and it was way too big and it was kind of chewy and hardy. So these guys are more of baby kale, and they are cold hardy. They last forever in the summer. They don't bolt or anything, and they just produce all summer. So these guys are going to be my 2 picks for kale. Then you got my radishes. You can't go wrong with the French breakfast. These guys grow quick, they taste really good, and they're extremely good in salads. It's also a heirloom, so every year I plant these and then I save some seeds, and then I have seeds for next year. Then you got the Rito Red. That guy is amazing as well, tastes really good, and I use it in salads as well. So for my carrots, I've got the Bolero and the Paracini. These guys are short and stubby. They grow pretty quick, and it's just a very unique carrot. And then I got the Bolero. These guys have always been trustworthy. They grow pretty big. They're sweet and crunchy, and they taste really good pulled out of the ground and eaten. For my spinach, I've got the Yukon and the Bloomsdale. So for the Yukon, they produce small spinach leaves, but abundance of them, and I find they don't bolt nearly as quickly. And then for the Bloomsdale long standing, these guys do bolt pretty quickly, but the leaves are huge, and I find that just you can pick a few and you don't have to pick as many. So for efficiency, the Bloomsdale is pretty good, and the leaves taste good. They do get bitter as they start bolting, but until then, extremely nice. So for my pak choy, I've got 3 different varieties. I have tried these 2 before. So I've got the Toy Choy and the Joy Choy. Sound very similar. These guys go really well in, they don't really taste like much, it's a lot of water, but they go really well in stews and soups and that kind of stuff. And my wife is half Filipino, so she likes to make a lot of stews. So these guys do really well, and they grow pretty good. They do bolt in the summer, so you have to replace these guys with a warm season crop eventually. And then I'm excited to try the Purple Lady this year. Bought it mostly because of the color, but I'll let you guys know how it tastes. For my Swiss chard, I've grown both of these guys before. So it is the peppermint chard and the Silverado. I got the peppermint chard. They pretty much taste very similar. There's not much of a difference. But these guys also go well in stews. I like to just pick them off and eat them as I'm walking around the garden. And the Silverado grows extremely massive Swiss chard leaves. All right, moving over to the warm season crops. So for the cucumbers, I've got the Boston Pickling and Tasty Green. Tasty Green is more of a salad cucumber. Chop it up and put it in your salad. And then Boston Pickling, obviously with the name, it's a pickling cucumber. So I've done both, pickling and then salad and just eating with ranch or something. So I've got these guys for the peppers. I've got the California Wonder bell pepper, and then I've got the jalapeno. Wasn't too spicy. I did try growing a Carolina Reaper last year, but just not in my climate, won't grow because it's not hot enough. So these are my two pepper choices. For the tomatoes, I'm a tomato fan. Most of you guys will be too. So I've got 4 different varieties here. So for a determinate tomato, which determined amount, you can put these guys in pots, but all the tomatoes will come at once and they'll just produce and then the plant will die off. This is the Manitoba. And then you've got, for a really big one, you've got the Abe Lincoln. The Abe Lincoln produces massive juicy tomatoes. And this one is mostly good for canning. I'm gonna try this guy with salsa this year. And you've got the Orange Hat. I actually grew this last year and I killed all the plants just before I was gonna put it in a pot, but I was gonna try it in a pot. So I'm gonna attempt to do the Orange Hat again this year. And then this guy has been kind of my secret weapon. This is a hybrid. I think this pack was like 34 bucks. Torrangina. These guys are like the Sweet Million, which tastes extremely good. Grow a ton of cherry tomatoes. These are my beans. I have not grown the dragon tongue yet. I bought it for obviously the dragony look. Hopefully these guys are good, but it'll be a cool addition to the garden with the looks by itself. And then I've got these two guys for my pole beans. I've grown both of these last year. They taste extremely good. I found some pole beans didn't taste as good. These guys are good, so it's Blue Lake and Fortix. So for my corn, I'm only going to be planting Fisher's Earliest, and that's because I haven't had a lot of success with the pollination part of it. They're self-pollinating, so you gotta plant them pretty densely, and I haven't done that. I don't know why, maybe it's my climate as well, but I'm gonna give these guys another shot and just plant them a lot closer together, a lot more dense. And for the squash, I've got the Goldie and I've got the Sunburst. Both of these produce a ton of squash in general. 1 or 2 plants is all you need. The Goldie will produce pretty tasty ones. I've always enjoyed the flavor. The Sunburst is mostly for the looks. They do taste good. You pick them early and they will grow a ton for you. So this is just 12 of the veggies I'm growing in my garden this year. 6 cool season, 6 warm season. These are just the simplest for you guys to plant right now. If you guys are trying something different, leave it in the comments. I'm always looking to try new veggies every single year, new varieties. And don't stress, just plant them, see where it takes you. Try to enjoy your garden and enjoy the moment as much as you can. It's the most important out of everything. I have a phrase called enjoy the journey, just meaning try to live in the moment, try to enjoy every step of the way. Time flies, so try to enjoy every second you got. Other than that, I won't be wasting any more of your time. See you in the next video.